So after that meandering thing, we'll see if I can edit this together into something that's even vaguely cohesive. Oh my god. Written and directed by first-time director Evan Morgan and starring Adam Brody, Kid Detective tells the story of Abe Applebaum, the once wonderkind detective of a small town who has since grown up into a jaded, self-loathing, mediocre private detective trying to hold on to his identity as a solver of mysteries, all the while the town that he used to protect has grown to mostly pity or resent him. All this is complicated when a young woman named Caroline asks him to solve the murder of her boyfriend. This leads him down a series of events that gives him a chance to re-examine his identity, as well as finally be the crime solver he always thought himself to be. If some of you are saying this sounds really familiar, that's because there's another movie called Mystery Team that came out quite a few years ago from Derek Comedy, which is where Donald Glover got his start. But other than the idea of the kid detective growing up and still solving mysteries, they are very different tonally, and I do recommend both for very different reasons. So while this movie technically came out last year, it's been getting a slow amount of buzz, and I think it's partially because it kind of came out at just the right time, both the fact that there weren't a whole lot of movies in theaters that people were going to see, as well as, you know, people being at home and quarantining and renting movies more. This got a lot more play than it probably would have any other time. That being said, it's a good thing because this is a delightful little movie. The thing this movie does very well is it has two very distinct tones and it balances them very well. The drama whodunit as well as a bunch of dark comedy that mostly comes from the juxtaposition of his identity. You're routinely shown flashbacks to when he was a kid. Everybody loves him and he's getting the key to the city. He's getting a lifetime supply of ice cream from the local ice cream shop. They very quickly will then jump to where he's at today, and those things have then turned into resentments. Like he's being beaten up regularly for his actions, while simultaneously also telling a serious murder mystery. There is a serious question of who murdered this kid and why, while exploring ideas of being an overachiever who never fully realized his potential and the pressures that we put on ourselves or put on our children. How those can fester and build up into bad outcomes. You know, it really is a character study of Abe first and a mystery second, but how it plays off of his identity. In this case, like some of the flashbacks are almost literal rose-colored glasses, and he starts seeing them for what they really were and who he really is. This script is also very tightly written. There's almost no wasted space. Almost everything has a payoff eventually in the movie, either by giving us a piece of character growth for Abe or being some kind of a clue to the mystery that we're trying to solve. Hi, Rocket Baby. Oh, do you want to be in my video? Rocket wants to review films too. Mostly she's just hungry. Okay, I'm going to put you down so I can finish doing my review. There are a lot of little details that you go back and you think about and go, oh. But if that's a it's one of those, where if you really think about it, there's a lot of stuff that just makes you, oh. The movie definitely isn't perfect. One of my minor complaints is that it could have almost been broadened out a little bit more, see a few more of the small people in the town, but it's clearly working with a budget, and it uses that budget pretty well. Because the script is a little underpopulated, you could probably figure out who it is in less than 3 guesses. But everybody else in the film is perfectly serviceable. Everybody does a very good job at what they're doing. The relatively underrated Adam Brody is excellent as Abe. He brings the right level of humanity to a character who is this level of broken and unfulfilled. His performance is so pitch perfect, it's hard to believe that he isn't this person, down to the final moments of the film, which are just... The only other major standout would be Calvin, Caroline's fellow student, who is the first informant they go to, who just is wonderfully sincere and very much a high schooler in just the best way possible. Yeah, his scene totally steals the first half of the movie. Considering this is the first effort from this director, I am really intrigued to see what he's going to do moving forward, just with how tightly directed this film is. So all in all, I really recommend Kid Detective. It's a great little character study wrapped up in a very solid drama mystery with some great dark comedic elements. And I couldn't really recommend it anymore. Go out and see it. Thanks everybody for watching. Like, subscribe, do the bell, all that stuff. My name is James. This has been Arguing Semantics.